For today's video, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a test with these colors in the Just Color palette, Smoky palette, and it is in the number 2 palette. Of course, everything is backwards because of the way I'm filming. But yeah, this is available at Shop Miss A. I think it's still available, and this was only $1. So I'm going to be using maybe a few of these colors, but I'm going to be using this one, I think, right now. So let's see how that's going to look. So right now I have on foundation and a little bit of blush. So I'm going to use, like I said, the very bottom right hand corner of this eyeshadow. See how that one looks. This is kind of a color, it looks very similar to some that I normally use. I like things like beige and tan and kind of like natural colors. So it's a little bit splotchy, but this one does have, that's the reason I went ahead and bought some more of these before. I mean, at $1, I mean, come on, they're cheap enough that you can play around with these. If they were really bad, then I wouldn't even bother for $1, really, because yeah, if they're terrible. But these I think have pretty good pigment and color. I'm getting a little bit over here. You can see that very well, but I think that looks pretty good considering, like I said, only $1. I know I've used some other brands before in the dollar range and was not too terribly impressed. Not the ones from, not any necessarily from Shop Miss A though, I don't think. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. Like I said, keep in mind that this is a palette with a lot of different colors for only $1. So I think I'm going to use this gold shade right here. I'm going to use that in like the corner, kind of like a little highlight. Yeah, that has like a nice like sparkle to it. A little bit of shimmer. Yeah, that looks pretty good, I think. Now, I don't usually do anything very elaborate with my makeup. So if you are very skilled at makeup, at applying like eyeshadow and stuff, you're probably going to be able to work even more wonders with anything like this. Whoops. So I'm thinking I will do something in just above this in a different, maybe like a lighter shade. Maybe this right here. I think you usually use darker, but I think I'm going to use a little bit of this lighter, kind of like a transition color, and see how that looks like right up here. Just basically want to see how this is going to like blend and how pigmented it is and things like that. I don't know if you can see that very well. But yeah, that's like a pinker color. I think that's pretty. And I think these are fairly well blendable. Like I said, I'm not the most expert at applying makeup, so I'm just doing the best I can as far as blending. So that's what it looks like with the kind of like a lighter shade of pink on top, and then I'm going to put this lightest, it doesn't look, yeah, that's the one that I used in the corners, and I think I'm going to use that here. It looks more like white on camera, but it's like a light gold. So I'm going to try that on the like brow bone area. So I usually finish that area with something light. So I guess I'll just join it up to the corner there. Kind of blend everything in. And then I usually use a dark eyeshadow and I powder in my eyebrows. So I'm going to use the darkest shade in this. This is, I have like a dark brown and a lighter brown. I'm going to use that. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Like I said, keep in mind that I am not an expert makeup artist or anything, so I'm not the best at blending. So I'm going to use this dark brown shade. It's kind of like a reddish, it looks redder on camera, but in person it looks like a dark brown. So I'm going to use that on my whoa, the light. I'm going to use that on my eyebrows to kind of darken them and fill them in a little bit. For years I didn't do anything to my eyebrows, and now I definitely like to fill them in and darken them. And I prefer powder, and I don't like set it with anything usually. Sometimes it does. I probably should set it because sometimes it does come off on like my sunglasses or if I touch my eyebrows, but I'm not too worried about it. I just like doing pretty low-key makeup, nothing too intense and time consuming usually. So yeah, that looks pretty good for my usual darkening of my eyebrows. I'm pretty happy with that. Oops, I've got a mark down there. That's not gonna work. Let's see if I can buff that out. Okay, so I'm done with all of the shadows, and hopefully you can see if I get up close. I am happy with the pigment and how it turned out, and especially, like I said, for my non-expert makeup artistry. I wanted to show you an arm swatch of these colors. I don't know if you can kind of tell and match them up. Okay, so I am pretty happy with the color payoff of most of these, except the orange one here that's it right here, and it's very patchy, not very good. And then this blue one here is the top one, and that one is that's not very pigmented either. But pretty much every other one, like the sparkly orange one, that's it right here, and that has really good color payoff. So ironically, for some reason, the lighter ones of the matte shades do not have the best color payoff, but that's only like 2 out of this entire palette that aren't particularly great. And I'm sure, like I said, if you're skilled, you can work with those and maybe even add water to them or something like that and make them thicker. But yeah, I am pretty happy with that. It's a pretty amazing deal for $1. So yeah, I'm gonna be adding some eyeliner to this look as usual, but I am very happy with that. And yeah, this is the Smoky eyeshadow collection from Clean Color. That is color, I mean, not Clean Color, Just Color with a K, and this is the palette number 2. If it's still available, I will link it in the description box below.